Thank you.
All right, it looks like we're live to me. I mean, it always looks like we're live to me, and I always find out, 10 seconds later that we weren't actually live.
Oh,
After I
no, you're
make
fine.
my
Hey, use my little profile thing. Oh, thanks.
yeah, you like that? That's free. That's free of charge, my friend.
Thanks. That was made by an old friend of mine. Like when I gotta update it sometime. I gotta see if
Well,
I gotta ask if I can. I need it really. I want to commission someone to get like a new profile picture. 'Cause I want to look. I don't know, I guess cooler. I guess. Does that make sense?
yeah, I mean, it's an interesting perspective.
Uh,
Oops, I'm accidentally playing myself. It's an interesting perspective because I feel like when it comes to this branding, when it comes to like YouTube nonsense, for example, like I think it's more important that you're consistent with what it is. Like if you did get a new profile icon, I think it would be important that it's recognizable to people who already know the old one. Oh, we got some people in chat. Hey, Platypope. Hey, Maximus. Who's Nukinator? Nukinator is a friend of the channel. He's got his own channel. God bless. You should all check it out. He's added in the title. He doesn't like the Cuckinen loves to dogpile him, even though he doesn't do anything anti-Dell. He's just a good guy who streams himself playing video games, talks about fighting, things of this nature. What's up, Chroma?
let's see. Hey, Platypi Pope, Maximus. What's up, Chroma? Hope y'all having a good night.
We're honestly just shooting the shit about life, kind of an interview, but uh,
Oh no, I just suck at interviews.
well, kind of an interview, like the Britney Gates shit, like we did with Demigod unexpectedly last time, and also
Yeah,
a lot to
those
talk
are
about.
good.
Yeah, I enjoy them for sure. And there's a lot to talk about in the MMA world, man. A lot to talk about this week. He said things are bad in the King Slide chat. All the wings trolls are there having so. Yeah, I saw that. I have no interest in even poking that bear. So, Nukenair, if you're not familiar, like the wings
Wait,
of
what's
you know what
oh
wings of redemption trolls are like, Nukenator.
oh yeah, well what I've heard, they're pretty raw. I'm not gonna stunt to the point where like you like straight up just harassing this man like on his own property. I'm like, yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool. Certain trolling I can get behind, but no, not that at all.
Yeah, and even worse, yeah, it's like Wings of Redemption trolls are so bad and so stupid that when Josh Connor Moon, owner of Kiwi Farms, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but basically they're lolcat watching, said when he went in there, they just acted like the biggest idiots in the world. Drove him out immediately, and he was like, "Dude, these guys are bigger lolcows than Wings of Redemption himself." Like it's real, and it's really
It's
hard to say that.
I feel that. No, I feel that. It's interesting because aside from like Dale Wings and DSP, it's like when you go down a locale rabbit hole, it's really weird because I am like more into like I guess another weird sect of this locale rabbit hole yet because I'm not sure if you heard of this one called like Shanny for Christ. Have you ever heard of that one?
Oh yeah, I've heard of her. I haven't looked into her though. I mean, I presume from the name she's Irish, right?
No, no, full blown American, unfortunately.
Interesting. What do you like about her?
I swear. Uh, oh, oh,
You're cutting out a bit, buddy.
I, oh, I'm sorry, I'm cutting
No,
out.
yeah, you're good now.
Okay, okay, sorry. No, there is so much to unpack when you said I like her. There is absolutely nothing I do not enjoy anything about that person. There's a perfect YouTube channel. Uh, oh yeah, Princess Fowler knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. She knows Cheney for Christ. That scum of the earth woman. Long story short of it, there's this whole entire saga. I recommend some good YouTube channels I cover about this Cheney for Christ Dragknot, uh, Jules Tells All, the Geek Room, and who was it? Oh yeah, Burnt Toast. Yeah, but basically, in short, this woman. So back in like the old theology days back on YouTube, there was this woman named Shani. She was like this religious person. Then she got in cahoots with this other, spineless man named Revelation News, known as Jason. And then, she kind of seduced him with her 1,000 mountain fat rolls and whatnot. And they got married. Well, not married. Well, quote unquote married. They got $700,000 um, in less than a year. Abused their kids. Let's see what
Oh,
else was almost homeless. Just been trash talking everyone that was poor. Been racist. Just oh my god, it's a. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but
no, not at all.
this is
No.
it's I. You can make a whole odyssey about them. I'm sorry. That's how lengthy it is, and it's still going too. They're still kicking.
She still has the kids.
No, thank God she
Oh,
doesn't. They
good.
are not in her custody because yeah, they are not in her custody. Thank whatever God is out there in this universe that she lost custody of her kids because that is, I swear, because those kids, man, I swear, and she would use them as meat shields too. That was the most disgusting part. She would just use her kids like to just like shield behind criticism and the fact that they were actually abused and living in this like just like I wouldn't have cockroaches live in her household. That's how disgusting she was.
It seems like.
Oh my.
Um, what's up? Good to see you, Captain Falcon. Good to see you, Hood Hustler. And Chroma, I highlighted it because it interests me. Of course, like Nukenator was talking about, you always love it when a lolcow has some racism to go with her. A little spice in her soup. But it seems like that's not
Slowly.
even the worst part of her. Like, if you ask me, people who abuse their kids, like, they need to
Yeah,
they need to
that
be
is the
killed.
line that no one needs to cross.
Yeah, they need to. Oh man, like I could go on and on about abusive parents. Like I was raised by an abusive household myself, and it just infuriates me when I see like little kids.
That kind
Yeah, something tells me it's. When now that I see her name and I hear you talk about her so much, I think I actually did look into her a few years ago. I saw that the person who created the Kiwi Farms thread is someone who hates me, named Strawberry Douche. I was just like, I don't even care, but but I also probably disregarded it because of that abusive kids, please. So
of, yeah, I it's definitely not for the faint of heart because I'm not gonna lie. It takes a lot to make my blood boil, and like when she talks, I have the sudden urge to just like turn into a mantis shrimp and just like punch the air at supersonic speeds. That's what I feel. Oh yeah, see, Princess Silent, the apartment video. They know and oh my god, she knows her. Oh, Princess Silent. Remember this? It's Ron. It's Ron. Remember that one? It's Ron. Oh boy. Yeah, but yeah, Captain Falcon 64. Thank you. She definitely, actually, she has been locked up. She was arrested on camera. That was the,
is she
that
in
was the
jail?
fun part.
She in jail right now?
Oh no, she's living with her abusive boyfriend that also actually, kicked the kids who
Uh,
have autism. Well, one of them has autism, by the way, and one of them is like not that much younger than him. So I swear, dude, if you, I swear, in fact, I wish you could contact Dragon, well, because he's actually in my neck of the woods in the Houston area. He's actually in my neck of the woods. He's actually very, how do I describe this man? He's very intelligent, very formal, courteous. He can kind of be a bit of an asshole by his own admission, but he's a very good person. He was a lot in like within the atheism sphere, like like in like educational atheism with I would believe Matt Dillahunty
mhm.
and he's very like he's actually went to university too. He has got his degrees in and he actually did the military too. He was a biomedic. But yeah, he's a. I actually want to meet him up one of these days and just like have a conversation with him because he covers like this whole entire like rabbit hole of like locales. I swear the dude has like more locales in his pocket than like Pokemon cards. That's he it's wealth of knowledge is very deep.
I see. I see.
Oh, thank you, Captain Falcon 64. Thank you, good sir.
Well, well, man. Honestly, I kind of want to drive the conversation away from lolcows for now. I know people are probably only talk.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good. No, you're 100% good. I know people only really tune in for the lolcow shit, but like you were
You
kind of
know,
getting
that's
at, like
another
when it
thing.
comes to lolcows, there are two types of lolcows, right? Like in my opinion, those you really hate because they're sadistic, twisted criminals, like the Shenny for Christ, like Isabella Janke,
Mhm.
and
Oh yeah,
those
dude.
that for the most part I prefer to laugh at, like DSP and Wings and people of this nature, because they don't do anything actively malicious. But And then you have people who kind of blur the line because like they'll definitely somehow cross the line from one category to the other, but that's another story.
Yeah, he's
But
constantly flipping over that line. But let's not talk about him. He's had enough coverage in his lifetime.
yeah, God bless him. And God bless Ray Lazarus. I know Ray Lazarus is a big fan, probably watching that right now. God bless you, Ray. Anyway,
Ray, if you can hear me, I'm sorry. You mind if I just say one little thing?
yeah, please, please.
Thank you, Ray Lazarus. If you are watching this, I just want to let you know it's okay. He's not dead. He's not dying. He will be okay, and you will be okay. You have a beautiful family. They should probably be spending more time with instead of worrying about Dale. He'll be fine. Enjoy the rest of your life, sir. Don't be so depressed. And I hope you have a very blessed week. And please don't go around beating up people. All right? Thank you.
Yeah, I think Ray is slowly but sure. Well, no, actually, I shouldn't even say that. I wanted to say he seems to be getting a little more controlled with age, but in some ways he's still the same unhinged guy. I mean, I will say like the guy I knew from the chat 10 years ago would never have been married, so like he has changed a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. God bless Ray. What's up, Yokai Advisor? Anyway, so let's talk about something that 90% of people who come to this channel have never done in their life. No offense to anyone in the chat. God bless you all. Let's talk about sports and athletics. So you, my friend, you practice combat sports, correct? You like to box. You like to kickbox. Is that accurate?
Yeah, actually, as a child, I had some minor experience with it. I had some minor experience with traditional boxing, karate, and wrestling. And now I'm actually in a gym, the Impact Mixed Martial Arts in the Houston area. And I actually tried to do jujitsu, but I couldn't do both that and the mixed martial arts. So I just had to decide just to just traditional mixed martial arts with like takedown and stand up fighting. So yeah, I actually just learned how to just being like we've been working on like our just traditional stand up punches and kicking for right now. But it's very much fun. In fact, I have a fun story if you don't mind telling me if I can
Well,
elaborate on that
one
real
question
fast.
before you move on to that story. You said you had to
Mm-hmm.
choose between MMA and jiu-jitsu. I'm surprised they don't have the jiu-jitsu integrated with the MMA. Like in the gym that I was going to, like it would basically be like you do an hour of kickboxing, an hour of wrestling, and then an hour of no-gi jiu-jitsu. Uh,
Well,
was
the
it?
thing is with him is for my coach. He has like he's scheduled for like a lot of people for like because him and it's run by with him and his wife. So it's like all kinds of classes for both adults and children. So they're kind of like split it up, I guess, for everyone because he's primarily like he's done jujitsu for 10 years, so he has more of an affinity for that.
Hmm.
But he's a lot more, I guess you could say, he has a lot more time when it's just like one specific class and not just like like just kind of cramming all in like one class.
Hmm.
But yeah, he does like for the mixed martial arts. He said he does incorporate a little bit of grappling. Hey, that's just right there. Like, it's can't see it on the street.
That's your man.
Yeah, that's yes, yo. I'm gonna show him about that. Yo, he's gonna be so cool. He's gonna be like, yo, what's this, Kayla? Like that's I'm like, yeah, I was talking about you, dude.
Looks like a
Yeah,
nice.
but
Looks like a nice gym.
he no, it is. It's really nice in there. It's really nice, and he's really cool. Everyone, in fact, I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie about going into it because because I'm a kind of a tall person, and I get a little insecure about my height sometimes. So when I walked in, everyone was just like very just welcome with open arms, and like just really just like make me feel welcome and everything. Like
How
just like they really just like try to like give you some good advice.
how
They try
tall
to
are you?
like help you get into the rhythm. I am 6'4". I think I'm 6'4", 6'5". I honestly don't keep track of it.
Oh, nice. You the John Jones height. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm like the tallest person now. There was another person who's around my height, and he's actually been in Bellator before. He's actually like somewhat professional.
Oh yeah,
He actually,
Bellator's the major leagues.
yeah,
Just what?
I think he actually told me he fought in which UFC card was it? It was like one. It was a recent one. In fact, I can't remember it. Which UFC card? Because this is the one with the Kimbo Slice.
Oh,
God
that
rest
was
his
years
soul.
ago. Then yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah, no, it was Bellator 149. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what he participated in.
Sup, Cthulhu 2, sup, Scrambled Dragons.
Hey everybody, hope you guys enjoying my
Oh,
lame rambling.
the Shamrock, that was when he fought Dada 5000, the best fight ever, right? Oh no, excuse me.
Yes,
Yeah, it was.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. What was his name?
It was, his name is Hunter. His name is Hunter. Still trying to get to know him more, but yeah,
Oh yeah, he
he's
was.
really good.
He's the first fight. God bless him.
Yeah, he's dudes. Him and there's another person named Jason. They're monsters, man. Absolute monsters.
Sup, S. John YT. Sup, Foolish. Yeah, it's not Sunday Foolish, but like we just do whatever the hell on this channel. Like I really.
Full surprise stream, Mr. Foolish.
Yeah, and the goal of this channel is never to fucking build. I couldn't care less about like views and subscribers and all that shit. God bless. Like the great thing about this channel has always been, the one good thing honestly has been connecting with you guys, and this stream is just a part of that. Anyway,
Doesn't mean exactly like YouTube. It's just like just when like on a random stream when you can just like you can know some people just pop in and you can like meet them and then you actually become friends with them. It's actually pretty cool. That's how I've met like most of my friends throughout like the decade. Like people I actually met up with and talked to in real life. Like that's and I like that about the internet.
hey, hey,
You just meet and connect people.
let me ask a well, not a rude question because it's just about the gym. How expensive is the gym, like on average a month?
For me it's 85, so
Oh, that's a
$85
great deal.
and
That's a great
oh
deal
no,
for a
it
gym that looks
is.
that
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
You could do so you get to choose up to one like type of class. So for me, I did the mixed martial arts. So I could get to do it. So there's two like like traditional days, Tuesday, Thursday for MMA, and then like Friday, Saturday. I mean not Friday, Saturday. No wait, I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You could do like open mess. So basically, anyone can just do whatever they want really, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, dude.
If you want to do, oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, sorry. I honestly I forgot what I was gonna say anyway. But yeah, one of that's actually the exact same way my gym did it too. Like when you were a newbie, you could only come in like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and like early morning Saturdays, and I would come in all 3 days. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like I actually quit about 5 months or so ago. Like I had a year.
What?
I signed up for a year, and the year expired, and it was like I also felt like I don't know. I had a bit of a hard time integrating with the people, and that's a big part of being in a gym, right? Like I'm not a congenial, beautiful 6'5" man like you. God bless. Like I'm just when you meet me in real life, a lot of people like me on this stupid YouTube shit, for example, right? That's because they see the best part of me. They see that I'm a well-spoken guy who thinks a lot and cares a lot about other people, shit like that. But if you just meet me in real life, you're gonna see a short, bald, dour-looking guy who wears darkness on his face from like you could see like the fucking you could see my mentality about the world. And I think that for me, the hardest part has always been like integrating at first with people. Once the ice breaks, I'm great with people, but it's always been hard breaking the ice. I don't know how it is for you though. Like you integrate into a new place. Is it natural for you breaking that ice? Is it natural for you? I don't know. Getting along well in
Oh,
coming into a new spirit, getting into that new gym. What's it like for you, buddy?
for me, it's been nothing but well, I'm already like starting to grow on people. It's because like even like my at my job, like people tell me like I'm very I'm always happy and energetic. So like even when I had like one bad particular day, everyone knew I was like they're like you okay man? You're not yourself. And I was like it's okay, it'll be fine. Then I'm happy again. So like when I went to the gym, um I'm already like growing on people like just last night too. So my coach Jess, when he was sparring with me, and then I it was funny because he was binding out his mouth, right? He was like maybe this
Oh, dude, your mic
like
your mic
it's
is
about to
fucking
hurt.
hard. Your mic is
Oh, it is.
yeah. Give it a second.
Let's
There you go.
see. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, so when he was fired, he was coming at me with this like very serious like Jeffrey Dahmer face, and I just like, and then he started throwing these flurry of punches, and then I just started bursting out laughing. I just started, I'm like, oh, I am. Man. I just started falling to the ground, just start cracking up, just like laughing so hard that everyone else is just like laughing with me too. 'Cause it's just like it was just funny. I was just like, I so like you look like you're about to murder me. And then I just started cracking up again too. And then like as we kept sparring, we both just kept laughing for like the rest of the spar. It was fun. I feel like they're very good. The people I train with. They're very nice, and they're very like like there's everyone of different ages and like different ages, different races, different backgrounds, and like it all feels like it. Everyone just kind of blends in together. We're all just united by our love for that sport
Hmm.
for whatever reason.
Yeah, dude. I feel like at a combat sports gym, whether it's MMA or boxing, like that's where you see the most diversity, and especially so in MMA actually, because I've been to boxing gyms too, and boxing gyms tend to have a lot of a lot more Hispanic and Black population, but like MMA, like it's a literal rainbow, like there's just no rhyme or reason to it. But it is interesting. It is interesting that I feel like MMA and chess are like the two things that just have that actual diversity that it seems like everything is always longing for. But I don't know. So
Nice.
so
Oh,
what
sorry.
what
Oh, Vic. Oh, I'm sorry, Vic. One. I'm sorry if my mic is too loud. I have a very when I'm happy, I have a very loud voice. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it was just your mic messing up. What's up, Slayer? Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Jack Neal?
Oh, what's up,
Cool.
Slay?
Um, yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
What's your setup like? Are you talking into a smartphone?
Oh no, I'm using just my gaming headset for my PS4.
Oh, I see. Gotcha, gotcha.
Oh, Mr. Slayer, if I can say one compliment about Mr. Slayer,
Please go ahead.
thank you. Mr. Slayer, keep doing what you're doing, keep up your boxing, keep up your funny streams, and I'll never forget you are the man that made me laugh for a month straight by calling someone else a cradle snatcher. That genuinely made me cry for like a whole entire month. So GG, sir, well played. Round of applause for you.
Yeah, the roast of low tier guy. It was quite good, wasn't it? What's up, Z Kid? Slayer is a legend for that.
Yes.
That just hit 200K. Congratulations to Slayer for 200K views. Easily the
Oh
second
yeah,
biggest Dale
nice.
video, I think, behind June the King. And you just know that Dale was singing about that. God bless. God bless.
Yeah, well, I
So,
can't wait to show Jess this tonight. He's gonna be like, "Yo," he's like, "That's pretty cool of you," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I really, oh yeah, but I've been keeping up with the MMA news. Like on the unfortunate passing of Mrs. Lee and then Mr. Bonner, and then Mr. Francis leaving the UFC, become a free agent, which I was surprised about at first, but then I wasn't because in retrospect, when I made my while of fighting video.
mm-hmm.
I remember when I was doing the research for like about like the contracts with UFC fighters. He would come up a lot within in like in my search for evidence. Like he was always like coming up. So I was just like, so it just feels like it was just bound to happen at this point that he was just gonna just like leave the UFC.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And I'm so like I don't know how to say it, but I'm proud of this man. Not like I'm his father or whatever, and he's obviously far older than I, but I'm so proud of this guy because like he really stuck it to Dana. You could see in that press conference how fucking pissed off Dana White was that his heavyweight
Oh
champion.
yeah, the post interview. I
Yeah,
remember that.
and Dana was trying to lie about it too. Dana was saying like, we released him because he didn't want to. He wants easier fights. He's scared to fight people. Like, dude, he's a heavyweight champion of the world. He just beat the nightmare matchup for him that was Cyril Gahn. Like that guy is should be his kryptonite, and he beat him 3 rounds out of 5. Um, and it's
Exactly.
like, yeah, when you're the heavyweight champion of the world, and not to throw that stank out there, you're also roided to all hell. God bless with that fucking physique. You're not afraid of shit. Like the only thing you're afraid of is I don't know, your paycheck. And he's gonna fight. He's gonna box Tyson Fury. He's gonna lose to Tyson Fury, but he's gonna make more money in that one fight than he ever saw in the UFC. You know what else I hate, man? Dana White was saying, well, we were offering him a contract to make him the highest paid heavyweight in UFC history, and people investigated it and determined it was probably like 6 mil a fight, and it's like, dude, compared to these boxing champs, that ain't shit. That still ain't shit.
Exactly. When I was actually doing the research too, like UFC payers are severely. In fact, I still even have that in my script. Severe UFC, like just MMA fighters, just get severely undercut their pays compared to like boxing professionals. And it's insane.
especially at the highest level. And I don't know what needs to happen. A lot needs to happen, actually, in my opinion. Now, are you familiar with the Muhammad Ali Act that protects
Uh,
boxing?
sh- I can't. I feel like I'm familiar with that. I swear I heard this.
Well, the Muhammad Ali Boxing Act basically gives a lot of rights to the fighters over the over the commission itself. Here's the text of the act. This act, amending the Professional Boxing Safety Act of 1996, specifies that a sanctioning organization may not receive any compensation from a boxing match unless it files its bylaws and a complete description of its ratings criteria, policies, and general sanctioning fee schedule with the FTC. The act further directs the FTC to make this information available to the public. A sanctioning organization does not have to submit this information to the FTC, however, it makes the information accessible through a public website. So I was wrong. It really isn't about the fighters in particular. It basically is about transparency and making the uh, the commission, making the organization be transparent with how they're paying their fighters and how what they're giving their fighters and what benefits they're proffering their fighters, for example. And for the longest time, people have been saying, why the hell does this not apply to MMA too? Like this was it's called Muhammad Ali Boxing Act only because Muhammad Ali was the one who was responsible for its inception. But people are like, should this not apply to all sports? And the only reason it doesn't apply to MMA is because Dana White has poured millions, if not tens or hundreds of millions, into preventing it from affecting MMA as well. All the while he says like, yeah, I care about the fighters. I want them to be able to unionize. Meanwhile, you fought so hard to make the Muhammad Ali Boxing Act not apply to MMA, which is insane, absolutely insane.
Poor thing. Poor thing, Dana. Poor thing.
Foolish ass. Do you guys think Jake Paul was genuine trying to cause some damage with what he was doing, setting up boxing matches with UFC guys, or was he doing it just for attention? I think it's both more so for attention. I agree. It's definitely more so for attention because well, I love your opinion on Nukenator, but like you pick Ben Askren, you pick Tyron Woodley, you pick really old Anderson Silva. These are cherry picked mashups, obviously, and it looks good for you. I kind of
Yeah.
hate this whole I'm dragging MMA fighters into box with me type of thing because it's like a soccer player does not take an American football player and like drag him into soccer, beat him at it, and then say, "See, I'm better at football than you." It's just stupid. What are your thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, no, I do agree. Well, let's see. I do. I feel like because yeah, I feel like he was definitely like just trying to like just because Jake as because I've been paying attention to Jake Paul like, even before he came into the whole fight ring. He does do that kind of stuff. He loves like just to cause like little upsets for him, just get his little 10 minutes of fame or whatever, and then he really does have like that kind of, I guess, ego where he just thinks, oh, I actually beat him, even though like for like example, like when Silva was like turning dude's face into mashed potatoes, he still considered that a victory in his book, even though you're literally fighting like the sacred spider, like when he's like past his prime, like in a different age and not even in a sport where he can actually compete, like he can actually not do his things. So I guarantee you if he could, Jake Paul would have been dead dozens of times.
One
and that,
hundred.
and that and
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, it's just like he knows what he's doing. He's literally doing because he just wants the money and the fame. In fact, there's a good video about Saya by this YouTuber called Saya the Clown, who actually made a video. It's called Dear Jake Paul, and basically he really just kind of like breaks down in a very funny way of like just like how like Jake Paul just kind of like just acts, especially like right now too. Like he's just doing this all for fame. And then all of that, and then people are just like continuing just being like just hyping him up, like yeah, dude, you're the best, Jake. And I'm just like, no, he is not. No, is he nuts?
Well, I love sarcastically acting like the Paul brothers and KSI are just these fucking monsters in boxing because so many people get pissed off, dude. I don't know if you watched the short I did about calling the Paul brothers the goat slayers, and I was like obviously joking throughout
Dude,
this.
I remember that. I actually thought it took me like a few, it took me like a few seconds to be like, oh, this is just a joke. It was just a joke. But I was just like, when I first heard it, like my immediate like instinct was just like, did you swallow the pills? What's going on? Like,
Well,
come
see,
on, bro.
you're smart though because you were able to figure it out. You know who wasn't able to figure it out? Uh, a Harvard graduate, PhD, 60-year-old man, extremely successful in his private life, named Dr. Joshua Fox, who who posted 155 comments to me and other people.
What?
Dude, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, not all of them were him. I would say about half were him, so maybe like 75, 78 or so. But
That's
dude,
still too much.
the guy just could not accept the fact that he did not understand the sarcasm in the video, and I'm like, dude, how he's a perfect example of like being more educated, getting a PhD, all this shit, like all these, as certain people might call accolades, they don't change who you are as a person, and you still can't let go of that pride. Like, dude, just accept the fact that you missed out on what was obviously a joke, and your mean comments came off as
Yeah.
very stupid, and move on, Dr. Fox. But
Yeah, let's people just don't just be like, yo, we all make mistakes and fall from grace every now and then. It's okay, we're human.
he's still like
That's
in terms of like the trolls that have come onto my comments, he's probably my favorite of all time, and like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of he's never going to because he hates me, but I would love to sit down with an interview with him because he's just so proud and so arrogant, and I would love to. And like one of the things he was ragging on me for was my grammar, as I phone posted in response to him calling him dumb, and it's like this gentleman thinks he is the greatest genius on earth. God bless him. He might be, but it still doesn't change who you are as a person, and it still doesn't make you a more humble person. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling now, but I would love to have this guy on, and like maybe we could do a competition, see who has a higher verbal IQ, see who has a higher quantitative IQ. I'm sure people would love that. Just a battle of the midwits who think they're high wits. I don't know. Sorry, I'm rambling
there's
now.
a no, you're fine, you're fine. I want to say foolish though. Do you think Jake Paul shot an for one time? Yes. Make him with an actual professional too, or yeah, make him fight with an actual, someone that's actually within his skill range, with this around the same weight, same height, whatever. Just make it to where he's actually fighting someone that is on his level, and I want to see how he actually goes about that too. Or even like, yeah, Ryan Garcia, for example. Yeah, make him fight Ryan Garcia. Let's see what happens there. Let's see when he actually goes up. Oh, sir, what's up, sir? What's up, dude? I was actually listening to your Iron Maiden cover when I was walking to the park, man. The little flute part gets me every time, man.
Yeah, it is good to see you, Surtur. As always, thank you so much, man, for being here. Much love to you. I think in terms of one of the things that people don't understand too about these whole boxers versus MMA shit, and you're gonna understand this because now you're in MMA training, is that when you've been training MMA for so long and you develop um, that muscle memory, your stances, what you do, how you think as you are squared up with an opponent, and what tools you think you have available to you, that's going to hurt you so much in boxing because like in MMA you kind of you want to be ready to fight off a takedown, for example. You want to it behooves you to be at a distance in which you can leg kick them, which is illegal in boxing, things of this nature. So they don't understand. Like, it's not just that MMA fighters are into a whole new sport when they go into boxing matches against Jake Paul and KSI and all these crap. It's also that they're going into a sport that they're set up for failure in due to their experience in MMA.
Yeah, you're severely limiting yourself. Like you're just like you're basically just like that's just basically like you're gonna throw like a bear and a lion into the same fight each other, but the bear like gets the claw. No, not the well. I guess the jaguar be the more like flexible, for example. Yeah, but the jaguar gets like declawed and it can't like do everything that it wants to do. It's just like, yeah, you're just setting up for failure. Oh, and thank you, sir, too. It's very good. You should do more covers, man. Release more of them when you get the chance to, because I need some good jams when I'm like trying to do my pull ups and stuff.
I agree. And one thing you should do, sir, is you should like get on DiscoKid or one of these other fucking content ID sites and like upload your covers there before you release it, so that Iron Maiden can't claim it as theirs like they
Oh,
did. Yeah, like that's the only way to fight back, against these content ID claims from large companies is like to upload your own cover and to at least claim a portion of it in yourself. I know you're not monetized, sir, or anything. I know you're not doing it for money, but like if you ever have any desire to, I'd love to help you out with that. Shit, I might have to sponsor you. That's another story though.
get this man a sponsorship. Get him a record label too while you at it.
What is your opinion on a lot of
Tyler,
people.
you see my phone?
Let's see. Oh, 1 second.
Shout out to Nukinator's mom. What's up, GTRX? Good to see you, buddy. We should tell him he can get his mom on the call. I love it when people are like talking in a Discord call or even especially on stream, and then you just hear the mom being like, "Yo, go do the laundry, son." Oh Lord. Well, one of the things that I want to ask our man Nukenator about when he comes back is this whole power slap nonsense. This power slap shit. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. Like, I look at this power slap shit, and I think it is the stupidest, the worst sport in the world, and it should not exist whatsoever. Not much in Dimension D. Good to see you. Foolish says you have a topic channel on YouTube for Street Fighter. Oh, there's a reason for that, Foolish. There's a reason for that. But that reason will never come to fruition now that someone got banned. Anyway, let's just say I made a purchase once upon a time. So it says you plan on making more covers once you are done with university. Next thing, investing in an audio interface for your instrument so your recording quality should go up. Nice. Nice. The great thing is, like, these audio suites, they're so much cheaper than they were even 10 years ago. I remember when Fruity Loop Studio was like the only option and you had to take out a second mortgage on your house to get it, man. I think the most expensive thing now is like soundproofing your studio and things of that nature, but I'm sure you know far more than I do. Anyway, what I wanted to rant about for sure was this power slap nonsense. I despise this power slap nonsense. And I despise the fact that it's being called a combat sport. It's not a combat sport. Pro Slapping League, yeah, this is the one that Dana White started. Dana White started it, and so appropriately. No, it was not, but it was like the perfect joke, right? Like Dana White and his wife slapping each other 1 week before this is set to debut, while so many people are arguing against it. What's up, Nukenator? You back?
Yes, sir.
Did you find your mom's phone?
Yes, I did.
God bless, man. I thought you were an old man. I didn't know you still live with your parents. God bless, man.
I'm 24, dude. I'm helping out my folks, man.
God bless.
Trying to be a good Christian boy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Especially like a lot of people in the West, people don't believe in this whole idea of taking care of your parents. But I think it's a good thing because like you're gonna want your kids to take care of you.
We did have a conversation about that too, not too long ago. Like, my mom's like the wisest woman that anyone will ever meet in life. We was just kind of talking about like how in the Western like households, like you kind of like even though she does kind of like she does want me to like to move on, like like start my own family, my own thing. It's just kind of like where it's like you like the younger generation, they don't kind of like take care of them anymore. You're just kind of just raised to be pushed out into the world and just do your own thing. Whereas like like a lot of like Eastern households, or Southern households, like whether it be Asian or African or like South Americans, like they're all very the whole family sticks together, but it's not really like that in like Western nations at all.
No, not at all. And it's sad. It's sad because then all these older folks, they wind up in nursing homes where like the nurses turn out to be fucking poisoning them, or some COVID patient gets thrown in there just to kill him by fucking Andrew Cuomo, or some other dude just beats the shit out of them for fun and records himself doing it on Facebook Live. Like it's so sad.
Yeah.
What's up, Night Hunter? Good to see you. Well, what I was talking about while you were away was this whole power slapping and how much I hate it.
Oh, that I've already seen. Boy, where do we begin? Where do we begin?
I think it shouldn't exist. Period. Please tell me, what is the difference between this and a quote unquote sport in which you smash each other in the head with a hammer? What is the difference? Like it's. Can you tell me that, my friend? What's up, Foolish? What's up,
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think how they would think it. I'm trying to think of another voice to say it into. It's like,
yeah, obviously.
I mean, they're both strong. They take punches or something or they can they can take a hit or something like that. It's stupid either way because it's like there's no. You literally can't fight back. You can't even defend yourself. So this is just basically like old school. This is like just punchies basically when you're just like a dumb child. That's basically it's just grown up punchies.
Yeah, I just don't
Make some
understand.
money.
I don't understand what the logic is. Like how people think that this should be a sport. The point, like people will say that people comparing it to MMA or boxing are so stupid. Yes, you get hit in MMA and yes, you get hit in boxing, but like you were just saying, you can defend yourself. And ideally, if you're the perfect boxer or you're the perfect fighter, you don't get hit. In this sport, the whole point is to see how much damage you can take. It's like I saw there was a few years ago I saw like someone died because they were part of a team for a professional sauna team or something where you sit in a sauna and see how high of a temperature you can tolerate. And I'm like, what the hell is the point? Just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be done. Like, is it really virtuous to put yourself through pain with no actual benefit to yourself? Like, that's not a useful skill sitting in a fucking sauna. I don't know.
Oh,
What do you think?
that's what I call that. This is there's actually a funny. This is the same logic that I'm pretty sure that could apply to the sport. I remember there was a story a friend of mine told me about a kid who held his breath for as long as he could until the point where he just passed out and almost killed himself. That's what this sport is pretty much in the nutshell. You just foolishly doing something for just no good reason, and but for some reason you think it's cool. It's cool like to do this. No, it's not. It's it's childish. Like I just don't understand like how anyone could just break it down even more than what it is. It's childish. It's foolish. It's stupidity.
Yeah, and the worst part is like Dana White is financing this endeavor. Well, literally, Endeavor is financing this endeavor. You know the name of the company, um, and it's like that's money that you could have spent giving your fighters a livable wage instead of you see these guys on the undercard in their actual sport in MMA who are literally making like 8K to win, 8K to show, and half of them aren't winning, so they're only walking away with 8K, and it's like 8K after 3 to 4 months of work. That's garbage. That's you're living well below fucking minimum wage on the poverty line. And it's like,
Exactly. You're destroying your body for that. Like I said in my video, people destroy themselves. They train like warriors and doing all of this just to get not to get what they deserve. It makes absolutely no sense. But then you have things like this where it's broadcasted all over the world and people are just eating this up, and I'm just like, what? I swear, it's like with my friend, my good friend, Mr. Napoleon Bonaparte. I recommend you check out his channel. He makes some probably, if I say, some of the best MMA related content ever, voiced by this smooth Irish butter man's voice. And he just, with his, I swear, when he was talking about Dana White, man, he was just like, whenever he gets the chance, he just does not, he just rips into Dana White whenever he can get the chance to.
oh,
That's
Napoleon blown apart. I see.
yeah.
Nice.
Yes, this man, he makes some of the best MMA content ever on YouTube, just in general. I hope I can know this. I hope he watches this too, because man, it's just like his recent video too. His tough part two. Some of the probably the best video he's ever put out, man. Because not gonna lie, it has the heart, it has the humor, it just has just everything that I love about the sport. And when he actually contacted the family of I always forget his name June Brownie, of like, because you heard about that story, right?
No, what's the story?
Oh, sorry. So basically, June I feel like let me actually type this in my computer to make sure I'm getting his name right, because it's a very heartfelt story. Even I didn't know about this at the time. Let's see. I want to say June Brownie, I believe, or let's see. Let me check.
Your mic's cutting out a bit again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it a tech support guy or?
Remember, I'm trying to remember what.
Oh
I
no,
swear I
this is
can't.
no. I'm looking at Jim Browning. I've actually watched this guy before.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
Junie Browning.
oh,
That's the
Junie
name.
Browning.
Yeah. So basically, his story was like um pretty early mixed martial arts. He was in tough, but then got to he had a lot of drinking problems, a lot of addiction. He had got into some illegal trouble with some very shady people, and then him and his girlfriend actually have run away, and then he's been missing, and for a long time now. But so as of lately, he was doing fine, and then when Napoleon, when he was doing his video, he actually contacted the family, out of concern because he actually wanted to get the full story to make sure, like that he was okay, and like he said, like yeah, like last time I heard from him, he was okay, and that's really good because I felt like because I remember when I was talking to him, he said like at the end of the day, these are people, like these are people
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, and they have like these like just like these struggles and like these just like these things that we go through as everyday people, but they have a lot more pressure too. And he talks more about like Kimbo Slice and like how even though like even though like when Kimbo Slice was on tough, like people like he was like this really like just good person that everyone loved, and then unfortunately when he passed, everyone everyone was just like like so giving their condolences to him, and I'm glad he made that video because it's just really I feel like there's a lot of heart to like MMA, and I'm glad he really took the time out of his video to script it and write it and to give to give the due respects to those fighters.
Mm. I'll have to watch him sometime. I see he's something of a video essayist, huh? Like all his videos are 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, God bless.
he's very good. Him and his wife are very they're funny as well. I swear
Dude,
they're very good people.
I'm not gonna lie. I find it hard to watch a video essay unless I'm extremely invested in the subject matter. But I'll try to give him a shot.
Let's see the one I recommend to you it would be the Make Believe World of Mixed Martial Arts, the one where it has Charlie Z on it. Yeah, there is Make Believe Martial Arts. Yeah,
Oh, no
with our
kidding.
homie Charlie Z. That's how I got into him. That's how I got into him.
Oh,
And then
dude.
after that,
I love Charlie. Not love, obviously. You know what I mean. But like Charlie Z is my favorite
yeah,
locale of all
yeah,
time.
you just like hearing about him.
Yeah,
If
it
you want to
sucks.
skip,
Dude, if Charlie Z had a YouTube channel where he like streamed every night, you would never hear me talk about DSP or Adele or Bella ever again. Like I would just be fucking watching him and commentating on what he does every fucking day. Like
you
dude, the whole reason I have a YouTube channel is so that I can build enough clout, as a kid say, to fight Charlie Z. That's my dream.
you're gonna be in his 1,000 wins streak.
Yeah, trying to break that perfect record that his O has to go, man.
His all has to go. But yeah, but please, when you do, like, you can just watch this part alone, and I swear, my friend Napoleon, his zingers, man, his zingers and his Irish voice, they just all come together just to be like, I can't stop watching his videos.
I'd love to see Charlie Z in the octagon. I'd love to see what he can do in an MMA fight too. Like when
He'll
he
climb up
loses,
the cage. That's what he'll do. He'll climb up the cage and just
he'll try to do a
the
WWE move.
moment he lands the punch,
He'll be doing like
I
climbing
mean,
up on the
either
cage and
that.
pile driving with the elbow or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, he's gonna come up and do like a leapfrog on with like all 90 pounds of.
You stopped watching Will when he went down that path of combating. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
What's going on?
Max, I
I'm
don't know
seeing the
what.
comments. I'm just thinking, what's
Dude,
going on?
Max, stop talking about. No one is bothering Gucci. Gucci literally tweets to himself all day and night uh, when he's not too stoned to tweet and talking shit about everyone else in the world. Like he is no victim. I know you're friends with him. God bless, but no, no one
Yeah,
ever
but Jack,
went after him. He instigates every time. But anyway, he's not important enough to talk about. I'm sorry, you were
but
saying about.
Jack. No, I'm reading the comments too, and I'm like, Jack Hemsley, you are absolutely right. Charlie gets destroyed by anyone that touches him. The moment he gets hit, he literally just rage quits the match and be like, "Oh, that's my win. I got the dub." And, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, go. There's a little bit forward where I swear this felt so satisfying watching him actually say that he lost. Not against Deontay Wilder, not
No,
against
no,
him, but
he
no.
still says he won against Deontay, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I know, but the fact that no, like a little bit forward, because like he actually fights some. It was a little bit forward, I believe.
A little bit
Where
before.
it was against a kid. I mean, not a kid, but like something like within my age range. I say probably skip to. No, it wasn't that one. I can't remember. It was against a kid. It was like in another boxing. I'm trying to
claiming
remember
to
the
be the GOAT.
timestamp too. Shoot. Trying to remember. Sorry.
No,
Let's
it's all
see.
good. You know, people ask me why I'm able to tolerate Ray Lazarus more than the average person, even though I've been at that guy's throat for like 10 years, and like I've hated that guy since before most people even knew about him. And honestly, it's because the dude kind of reminds me of Charlie Zelenoff. People keep asking me to make a battle short of Charlie Zelenoff versus Ray Lazarus, and we're going to. I'm just not sure
Jack knows what
who.
I'm talking about. Jack knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, he literally got choked out by him, and he was just like, it was like watching a lion eating a gazelle as it tries to flee from the just flee. It was just there was something so satisfying about that. I swear, I gotta. In fact, let me try to find the timestamp for it just so you can watch it for yourself. Because it is just satisfying.
You know, no, that's a gag account in Dimension D. Obviously, Ray Lazarus would never be in the chat because you have to be subscribed to a minute to chat, and Ray Lazarus would never subscribe to me. Um, I don't know if you're tracking too regarding Charlie Zelenoff, but it's my understanding that like the last I heard of him, he was actually uh, in Ukraine, like fucking prostitutes. I don't. This was before the war.
What?
Yeah, that's my understanding. Like there was a YouTube channel that was documenting, but the problem is all these channels that like try to document him in these Instagrams, they always get banned right away because Charlie is so mentally unhinged.
That's the one thing that I do respect my homie Napoleon for doing, where it's kind of like, well, why it is fun to poke fun at him for the fact that he's kind of a bully. There is a clear, he is very obvious that he does have like a strong addiction. He has like some like a very mental illness, man. It's
Yeah,
actually
he,
unfortunate though.
yeah, he probably has some form of schizoaffective disease. I know Ray hates it when I say it about him, and I don't say it with any hatred in my heart, but I speculate that Ray has a very similar thing. Like, you know, like they both just want to fight all the time. If they do lose in the counter, like they'll say after the fact, well, actually, I beat the shit out of him so bad that the police had to pull me off. All this type of shit. Like, and God bless him. And
Yeah,
that's part of a superpower, but it's also sad, right? Because it's definitely there's something going on up there. There's something going on up there for sure with Charlie, but he doesn't get help for it. Like, I don't know, maybe no one ever told him to get help for it, but
and Dimension D with Tito Ortiz and Shackle Del Power Slam. Yeah, I give it to my homie Ortiz. I give it to Ortiz, but being perfectly honest, man.
what name would get me to watch Power Slap? The only way I would watch something like this, where the point is to see the people get hurt, is if it were like terrible people. And even then, I'm not a sadist. Like I don't
Yeah.
I don't
Like there's no
gravitate towards pity.
sport. It's just there's no sport if it's just straight up murder.
Exactly. Like
Oh, here's the timestamp. Whenever you get the chance for the menace of making the elite martial arts, it's 42 minutes and 32 seconds. That's for the infamous.
should I play it with sound?
Uh,
Play it with sound?
if you want to, it's very good. I swear. I feel like you'll be like,
In
ah, yes,
2016, Charlie
yes.
suffered an even
He
worse
admitted
beating
defeat.
after he called out a young heavyweight named Dejan Daniels.
There's no timeout.
Yeah, here it was just to get this young strapping lad.
Okay, timeout.
Oh, I think I have watched this before. I've seen this clip before. I haven't watched this
Oh.
essay before, but yeah, I've seen this clip of him just running away like that before.
No, hold up.
Yeah, and he chases.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just something so satisfying. It's just like just watching him
Daniels
look at him.
smacked
He's
Charlie
like
all
not
over the ring,
like just
and then
like
turned
no,
the
he's not
boxing
getting
match
away.
into an improvised
Literally
MMA
not getting
fight
away.
when he took Charlie down and choked him until Charlie admitted verbally that he'd finally lost a fight.
Oh, so it basically made him say,
So-
"Oh,
Yes, exactly. I don't know. It's just something so satisfying just about the
let's see
fact
how
that
good
he
this
just like
choke is,
he
though."
admitted. Yes.
doesn't get any hooks in."
Ooh, with the knee. Ooh, with the back. Ooh. Oh my God! Look at this. He is just mauling like a lion on a gazelle.
Just say you won.
Yeah, I guess even if you don't know anything about like grappling, everyone knows how to
Charlie was
do
arrested
that rear
again
naked
in
choke. But yeah,
2016.
Yeah. Look how he like tries to flee.
People on the streets, sucker punching a homeless man.
Oh my God.
see, I didn't know a
Oh.
video like this existed. I always wanted to do like a down the rabbit hole style video on Charlie
has appeared in
Zelenoff, but
videos in 2020.
if this guy has already covered all that ground in this 53-minute
He kind
essay,
of
I
does
suppose.
somewhat. He kind of does a little bit. That's why I was like saying like I could ask him like when he was like talking about if you want to do like the documentary. I was like, yeah, let me hit up my homie Napoleon. We'll see. Like I'll see if like he could like do a little more research because he did a lot of it for this
Oh yeah,
video.
yeah, Jack. Yeah, of course he absolutely could have put him 6 feet under. Like if he doesn't let go of that choke, Charlie eventually suffocates to death. The Slayer says, "Mind you of the movie Gamer, where Death Row inmates were used as game characters." Yeah, yeah, I watched that when I was at work once. Like, there's a video
I'm
called
gonna have
Troll
to
Champ.
watch that. What's it called? Game?
Game. It's actually a shit movie. I don't recommend watching it. I mean, the concept
And
is interesting, but it's
I'm
a
gonna watch
shit
it.
movie.
Yo, JDX kid, how's it hanging? Well, I'm not your dad, but I'm pretty sure
Oh
solid.
my
So go
goodness, you
for
got
that.
4.3. How did I not know that this existed? 4.3 million views, an hour and a half long video essay. Man, yeah, I'm never doing a Charlie video. There's no point. That sucks.
People throw a little spice in there. Put a
Nah,
little
nah.
spice in there.
There's no point when other people do it better. Like, that's how I feel. Like, what's the point of me rambling in an putting out a strictly inferior version of something that someone else had already made a superior version of? Like,
That's fair. It's just like, oh man, he shines like the sun, shining like the light post down the street. I shall go away.
Gamer, that one
Let's
movie from
see.
like 2011 where if you die in the game, you die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But it's like you
Isn't it
control.
like all game movies though? You die in the game, you die in real life. Didn't Scooby Doo do that?
Yeah, I think so. Well, anyway, all that is to say that, yeah, I mean, maybe if you put like Charlie Zelenoff's and fucking Ray Lazarus's in Slap League, maybe it would be a little more tolerable for me to watch, but I'm still not watching that shit. I think
Repeat slaps edition.
this thing needs. I'm surprised that American legislation doesn't step in and outlaw this shit because it's like, at what point are you just like, maybe we should go to shooting each other and see who can survive the biggest bullet hole? I don't know. I'm just talking shit now. But that aside,
First thing they did that is Texas.
yeah. You said the sad part is Charlie's father enables him. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, Joe,
Really? He does?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. You gotta imagine that mental illness is partly genetic, no? Put Gabe Rudifer in Power Slap Force. Who the hell is Gabe Rudiger?
Let's do some more research.
Oh, how do I know? How do I not know this guy?
Since he's a newcomer,
No,
like
no, he's
pretty
not.
recently.
45 years old, apparently.
Really?
Terrible
Oh,
person.
it's not a while.
God bless him. Said sometimes Charlie's father is the one that films and pays for Charlie to show up at the gyms, etc. No kidding. Imagine hating your
Oh,
son.
that's sick. That is sick. I'm sorry. No.
Claiming that he's
Goodness.
not interested in being.
Poor Charlie, man. He was a failed contestant on the UFC show. On Tough? I didn't know that.
Which season, by any chance, didn't mention? Because I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Was he in the first tough season? I don't remember hearing his name when Napoleon was talking in this video.
Oh, they're
Let's
they're
see.
just talking about Gabe Rudiger, I think. He was on Tough 5. apparently.
Ah,
Mom paid for him to take lessons with an MMA gym on how to fight. Oh, that's it. BJ Penn was his coach. Well,
BJ Penn was his coach. Oh, interesting.
yeah, that'll set you up for failure. Imagine going from like a two-weight champion to getting knocked out by random fat guys who can't throw punches in a bar. That's BJ Penn's life, man. That's probably like every MMA fighter's nightmare, and he's living it.
That's the funny thing too. When Jesse was telling me about like, because he was like describing like how he was a coroner for a match. I believe it was like a few years ago too. He was very new at it because he said like how in like amateur tournaments are like really surprising. It's like he said he saw like a person with like just like the worst technique that he's ever seen. He's like, but he actually won the fight by knockout. And he was just like had this confused like how did you win?
Oh.
Like, I feel like that's like every worst time ever see like you just lose you just like somehow lose to that.
Well, you're gonna experience this when you have your first amateur fight, man, and I'm fairly confident that you will one day. But like at that amateur level where it's like people's first fight, it's 3 3-minute rounds. Like really, the person who wins is who's in better shape. That's really who wins every time. Like it.
Try to do my exercises, my cardio, and I try to keep on training. I'm trying. I keep
Yeah,
going so
man.
I can get ready for the real stuff.
Because they, and even if you are in good shape, it's like when you're fighting as an amateur, everyone just dumps that adrenaline into the first minute, and then they're just cooked for the rest of the fight. So Charlie threatened the MMA coach, and the coach put him in a headlock and whoops his behind. Then the mom comes down demanding the refund, and he gives it to her because he doesn't want the drama. Shocking.
That makes way too much sense. That makes way too much sense.
Charlie said, "Oh, I won. You got beat up in sparring." Then the coach was like, "Who's the loser? Whose mom had to come down and get the refund while laugh?" See, that's what I'm saying about guys like this. Like, they're able to convince themselves after they get an ass beating that they won somehow, and it's almost a superpower, but it's really just a mental illness that you wish had some form of treatment for sure. Maybe Pizomide. Who knows? You want a naked? Thanks, man.
I was thinking about that and like, because like as I was like trying to like get ready to talk to you on the stream, I was like thinking about why I'm gonna try to keep this brief short because I don't want to talk about it a lot because I know it's not a stream with Gucci and Laz about like how he denied the fight, and I'm just like, well, I personally wouldn't fight last night to like prove anything. It's just like because I just enjoy the sport. I don't think you should be. I don't feel like a lot of people just kind of like put a lot of their I guess what do I say? I guess like masculinity, manhood, or pride. Like if in someone's like in someone's capability to beat someone else up. Like win or lose, like it's fine. Like you can win, and you can even rematch the next time. It's not like an end all be all. It's like for example, like say, when you and me, whenever we have our like first battle, like if I lose to you, I'll accept that. You lose to me, you'll accept that, and then, like that doesn't mean like I'm better than you, or I'm like physically superior. That's just that one time. I may not fought you on your good day or on my day. It's like I don't understand like how people which can just, especially from like because outsiders, because I can kind of understand like how I guess how like disgraceful it is to lose in a fight, but that's how you honestly get better though. That's how you become a better fighter by looning by losing and learning through your mistakes.
Well, you are right. You are right. Like obviously, the stream isn't about them whatsoever. But if you're talking about combat, yeah, sure, that's certainly a good point. A really good point, actually. Like the reason I only feel pity for that gentleman is like you can only sit around literally tweeting all day and streaming to yourself all day alone. And talking about how much you're a gangster, how much you're a G, how much you're gonna put bullets in your bitches and all this type of nonsense, and that lifestyle, that shtick has an expiration date, and it's like, all right, if you're such a gangster, here's what Choza Warrior had to say. Choza Warrior used to be great friends with that guy, and the moment Choza Warrior basically was the third party in the Ichiman Wolf fight, a pretty neutral third party. Obviously Gucci starts retweeting him and coming at him with 5-day-old posts, like retweeting his 5-day-old shit and talking shit and all. And Chosen Warrior said something that I think is really important, much larger than this whole Gucci and Lazarus shit. But he said, keep making problems on yourself, you're only exposing yourself to everyone, how emotionally weak you are as a man, and also try to do my push-ups challenge. If you can't, then I have no need to talk to weak men like you that can talk the talk but don't walk the walk. And that was a really interesting thing to me because, like, he really hit at something concise. It's like, why should we even bother taking seriously these people that spend all day keyboard warrioring about how they're gonna shoot you and beat the fuck out of you when they can't even get on the floor and do 30 goddamn push-ups? 30 fucking push-ups. That's easy as shit. If you can't do 30 push-ups, you don't last one day in the fucking military basic training, in the Air Force cadet basic training. You don't last one day. What are your thoughts on that, man? Like this idea that, like, why take people seriously that are talking so tough over the internet or via other safe means when they can't even do a goddamn push-up?
That was interesting too because I remember when the Covenant goons were like raiding my stream and they were like talking about like how they're gonna kill me and like they're gonna send people to beat me up, and I'm just like especially with my friend Vontae too, I'm just like shaking my head. I'm just like okay, do it, go for it. I'll meet you up and everything. We can actually And this was like before I started like getting back into combat sports too. So I'm just like, I'll fight you. We'll go to professionally because it's like only people that say that like are actually afraid to like actually fight someone, or they have like this really high sense of ego, where it's just like, and they try to hide, like you said, hide behind it. And then I just go like, so for people like us, actually, that actually, participate in these kind of things, where like, like how you were in the military, or like how I've had like, some discipline and experience in combat sports. We know what it's all about. They don't. They had like this weird glorified idea where like, oh yeah, I'm so tough, I'm so cool, I'm so like, whatever. And they have not actually, thrown a punch, a kick, or not even attempted to hit someone themselves. Or
Bad.
if they had, it was just probably very bad. But for us, we know that this is just child's play. This is not what grown men do. This is not what any self-respecting adult would do. This is what children would do. This is something that we grow out of.
Yes, exactly.
And
That is so beautiful. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're fine. I was actually finished. Go ahead.
Okay, no, that is so perfectly said. So perfectly said. Oh well, first off, big ups Astro Code V and Inverted 31. Good to see you boys in the chat. Inverted, what you just
Hey,
said.
Astro Girl.
Inverted, what you just said might change if the direction of the wind blows in a different direction or he does the wrong drug. But God bless you. But you are so right. It's like all these people that have the biggest bluster on the internet. Not only have they actually never done arduous labor, never had, never done a 5 minute sparring round with someone who was far more experienced than them. Dude, the first time I legitimately sparred um, in MMA, not in boxing, I did boxing sparring too. But like I sparred this huge Asian dude. He was like fucking 5 inches taller than me, at least 100 pounds heavier than me, and he kicked my ass. He kicked my ass for 5 fucking minutes straight. My shirt was covered in blood. But I did not fucking give up, and it made me a tougher fucking person. It gave me that, that knowledge that, like I can take this and I can give back too. Because I hit him a few times, and that was my first ever sparring section. I was a complete amateur. And it let me know that, I can get better at this. And it also gave me such a massive respect for all the people who actually do fight for a living, and, get fucking head kicked for a living. Like this man kicked me in the head so hard I thought I was gonna die, but I just kept going. And all I'm trying to say, I know I'm rambling now, but all I'm trying to say is that why take seriously all these dudes that are talking so tough, flashing Glocks, flashing Uzis, when they've never done a single thing physically difficult in their entire lives? We got Parge in the chat advertising his shit Twitch stream.
Oh,
That
I'm
is
sorry.
so funny.
After quick, if I go a little tangent, I probably shouldn't know, but I'm sorry, Parge, like Mario, whatever names call himself, man. Mad respect to King Saeed. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. When he actually did that interview with him, well, quote unquote interview, I have never seen so much patience for someone that I would have immediately just hung the phone up with. I'm kind of glad that I didn't actually get that call from Pars now, because like Jesus Christ, I felt my brain just being turned to literal mush the more he kept just talking and just not having the brain cells enough to put together a decent conversation with Mr. King over there. And I oh boy. Oh boy, 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 boy. Mr. King, if you're watching this, keep doing your work. I gotta watch that more of your reaction to this. I think he's working on the DSP one, I think, right now too. But yes, please just man, hard. I'm sorry. If I just calm down, my friend. I know you're 19, but you're still an adult, so start acting like one, and just just calm down and grow up. All right, you just grow up. Stop doing all this internet stuff, please. Thank you. Life would be so much easier.
So
I'm done with that ramble.
yeah, yeah. God bless that kid because as dumb as he is, I think he actually set a
Oh
speedrun
my
world
God,
record.
this.
He set a speedrun world record. He got his Bannervating account banned in 11 days. 11 days it took him to get banned again. But before he got banned, I saw he made a hilarious post. He was ranting about the alignment chart one of my fans made, calling him a retard.
Oh, I saw this. I think I saw this, and I could not just stop crying. That was just like because it was so because I just see like good lawful good like the regular like D like D and D and everything. That I just see chaotically retarded. I'm just like
Take care, Vic. And one
what?
Soda says, "Why take these people
Oh,
seriously, saying they will do
take it
all
easy,
this
Vic. Come on.
mad shit on the internet? Wouldn't these people, if they were actually going to do it, just go and do it instead of whining online about it?" Precisely, man. And that's why, like I'm saying, like to anyone who is going to tweet about me all day, God bless. Say they're going to beat the shit out of me or kill me or whatever. That's great. God bless you. But before I'm not going to give you a good response until you do 30 push-ups on camera. Do 30 push-ups on camera, and then I'll take you halfway seriously.
I'll do you one even better. Hey, anyone who else wants to, challenge you,
Take care.
20 pull-ups. Do 20 pull-ups. Let's see you do
20
that
pull.
every. Let's
I
see you do that.
can, that's a big ass. The thing about the 30 push-ups is a lot easier than 20 pull-ups. The reason I like this whole 30 push-ups thing that Chosen Warrior came up with though is because it's like doing 30 push-ups doesn't mean you're fit, but it does mean you are grossly out of shape as a man if you can't do 30 push-ups. That's the thing. It doesn't prove you're fit, but not being able to do it proves you're not fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a litmus test.
I can't let you get close. Oh, nice. Old Chael Sonnen reference. You can do about
I
200
could do
push.
200 push-ups. My homie Jack, he doing them Saitama push-ups. He trying to get the Saitama build in shape.
Jack Hemsley says,
Oh, you
back in
gotta
my
go.
day, wasn't no internet beef. You would settle it bare knuckle like the gypsy and the hard fighting man. God bless.
Fair enough. That's an interesting sport too. I was looking up because like I was like when I was doing my research for the video I was working on, I was like looking at like I was like, man, a lot of ancient sports that just revolve around just beating the crap out of people with your bare fist. I'm like, it's amazing like how we evolved like just from just going at it with our bare bones and skin to getting this little padding with gloves that just like covers it the portion just barely a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit.
So Malik, good to see you, buddy. I don't know, man. I don't like bare knuckle because, in my opinion, like I said this to Ray too
It's
when he was like
it will
spamming me with
kill
bare
you.
knuckle. Yeah, well, not even that, but it's like the gloves are there to protect your hands too. Like the hands are not made to be smashed into something over and over again. They're made for fucking playing the piano, as old Joe Rogan likes to put. They're for delicate digital, you know, matters of dexterity. They're not for being smashed into a wall over and over again. Yeah, I know it's the
Exactly.
origin of pugilism. Obviously, fighting naked is the origin of fighting, but it's like it doesn't make it a good thing. Any new updates? Not really. Like I was saying earlier, uh, I think
He's just been
fucking some.
drinking a lot right
He's been
now, right?
drinking a
He's
lot, and
been
I think he's fucking some prostitute in Ukraine.
in Ukraine. First of all, how did he afford to go to Ukraine for what in his mind was just decided just like I'm gonna go to Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna speculate, but a lot of people do. A lot of these red pill type people too. Like there's some guy named Coach Red Pill who went to Ukraine just to find his wife. God bless. I don't know. I think
Like
they
what?
fetishize him because it's like it's both a poorer country in the Eastern world, but it's also like the women are very physically
That's
beautiful.
right.
Yeah.
This that's so wild. But that's oh boy, that's wild. Let's see, this is
Yeah. So
this is
so I know I already talked about it a bit with Demiga, but on the subject of Miss Lee, and this stream isn't going to be monetized. Any stream in which I like talk about someone passing for real, it won't be monetized.
oh, no
But
problem.
yeah, what do you think of this culture? So basically, what happened to Miss Lee is that it almost certainly was a suicide. She ended her life, and basically the reason, at least that we can infer from like her VK post, which is like the Russian Facebook, is that she didn't want to keep fighting. She didn't want to do the family business, which is fighting, and she wanted to kind of have a normal life. And they were pressuring the fuck out of her, which is unfortunately very common in like East Asian cultures. And she wound up taking her life at the tender age of 18. And it's like I don't know. What is your opinion on like this idea of pride, this idea of forcing your kids to follow your footsteps, this idea of like if you're a fighter, your kids have to be fighters too, all this type of shit. Do you have any thoughts on that type of nonsense?
And I'm watching you pull it off on the street, and I'm just like I'm actually like feeling a little teary eyed. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just like look at like she's like a little baby. Just look at her. Just like that's a little baby that took her own life. You know that's just that, and that's like too. Like you did say, like with East Asian cultures, like they are very culture heavy based, especially when you know your child has a gift. Like they will just hone in and just like try to just like craft you like to like this, like this perfect machine of just just talent and skill, and that and like you said, but that's the thing. It's the weird thing though too. Is like it's a family business, but but it's like you already have more than one child that's like already good at this, and like she's clearly demonstrated that she's just as competent as her sister, but she doesn't want to do that. She want to do her own thing, but and that's just unfortunate, and that's just really unfortunate, and that just caused her to take her life. I don't understand like that thing about like with parents where it's like you it's like sometimes like being like your parent and a coach shouldn't be the same thing, if that makes any sense,
Yes.
because like it's the one thing if you're just like you just want your coach. Like say I like say I'm like I go to a tournament with Jess, and like I lose a fight, and like and I might disappoint Jess. It's fine. I have my respect for him, but at the end of the day he's like he's not as like that familial bond that you have with your family, where it's just like if you just want your family, that just feels like the end of the world. And then it's just really unfortunate that she was just kind of put into that situation where she just probably felt like the whole entire world was just keep pounding and pounding her down. She just couldn't fight back, and to the point she unfortunately had to take her life, even after she pleaded that she wanted to just be a normal girl, just like just do whatever she wanted to do and just be happy. But I guess her parents and like everyone else that was just like that just didn't respond to her, just didn't want to do that for her, and then she took it upon herself, unfortunately, to end that pain. And man, bless, bless, bless that girl's heart. Bless that girl's heart, because that is, 'cause even I can admit, like she has a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, she is a person with her own, wants and desires, and she deserves her own freedom to do however she sees fit with her life. But unfortunately, we'll never get to see that now due to her suffering that who knows how long she's been suffering for. Sorry if I'm rambling, but
No, you're good. I agree with you completely, and it's a tough subject. You're gonna get emotionally invested in it like that. So thank you very much for your heartfelt comment, Malik. I couldn't agree more. Malik was also talking about these toxic red pill men type, like all these red pill MGTOW semen retention communities are jokes and filled with a lot of false men, tough men. You couldn't be more correct, man. But
yeah, Jack Hemsley. I'm sorry to cut you off, but yeah, please. That's the one thing I forgot to say. Yeah, and that's the thing that some parents in that kind of like when you get to that point of like like just like talent or like just fame, like parents will like kind of like live vicariously through your kids, like, and that is the one thing where it's like you're gonna have like you have to separate that, like this is not you, this is them, they're their own person, like how Jack earlier I said, you want to guide your children to the right path, but at the end of the day you must give them their own freedom to do what they want in life.
100%, 100%. It's such a hard struggle too because I mean, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine just what it's going to be like as a parent, where
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
you're good. It's going to be
Sorry.
so hard as a parent. I don't know if any of you guys are parents in the chat, but like you make your mistakes in life, and we learn from our mistakes too. But we also learn from the mistakes of other people. We stand on the shoulders of the people who fucked up before us, and it's like when you have a kid, you know what fucking up looks like. You know that using drugs is bad. Plenty of examples on this damn channel. And so you want to steer them away from kids, but then people are arguing to the contrary. Well, you got to let them live their life and figure things out on their own. It's such a difficult balance because as a parent, I imagine you know what's right, but you also don't know what else is right for the kid. Got to break generational curses. Amen, Malik. It's a tough thing for me because I basically raised myself. I left my home as a kid, and I didn't have anyone to learn from the mistakes of, and I learned a lot from my own mistakes. That's why when I joined the military, I was always getting into trouble because I could not shut the fuck up, because I just had a mouth like that. No, I had no one who ever told me to shut up as a kid. You know what I mean? Jack Hemsley says the whole manosphere as a whole is a bunch of dudes that don't have it all together because you can tell a lot about a person and they talk conversations that carry themselves. I agree a lot, man. I do think like the manosphere is the natural counterpart to like hardcore feminism and things of this nature, and feminism is like the modern mainstream force, and so of course MGTOW shit is gonna arise. Um, but yeah, they're all a bunch of snake oil salesmen teaching lost souls that if you just emulate my lifestyle, you're gonna live like me, man. If you just follow my 9 ancestral tenets like Liver King, you're gonna have a body like him. If you just cold approach women on some stupid shit and whip out your dick in a conversation with them, they're gonna fall in love with you, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can only pull out your dick to these prostitutes that you hire. GTRX says your older brother was a drug addict, so you learned from him. Amen, man. God bless. I'm sorry to hear that. There's nothing I find personally more loathsome than drug addiction, because like, the neighborhood I grew up in, if I went back to it right now, I would see the same dudes who were smoking kush, drinking 40 ounces when I was a kid on the corner, doing the exact same thing on the exact same corners right now, if they're still alive. He said these dudes hate women because they haven't gotten the positive female affection they long for. Indeed. That's exactly right. Vice versa with feminists, that's exactly right. The manosphere lifestyle won't allow you as a man to have a wife? Yeah, it will allow you to have a slave, maybe. So deep down they want healthy relationships. I'd like to think so. Part of Brooklyn that I grew up in, Bed-Stuy, Bay Ridge, Gravesend. Yeah, Bed-Stuy, yeah. You know it? You from New York? Bushwick. Day 63 of no sex. Man, you're a killer. Something tells me you had to work hard for that. MGTOW's red pills and feminists all make you laugh. Yeah. They let their trauma make them hurt, so they just essentially take their problems out on the world. I agree, Jack. I think there is an epidemic of both man children and women children out there, man. There's a lot of men with mommy issues and a lot of women with daddy issues out there who
I'm
who are
sorry,
looking for
what I
someone to
missed,
take care of.
everybody? I'm sorry.
Our conversation with the chat normally basically transitioned to us talking about like all these fake red pill snake oil salesmen. Rara said,
Oh, like with like Liver King and stuff.
yeah. Rara said, Bed-Stuy is the worst place in America, Heart of the Jungle, they call it. It definitely was. I mean, Brooklyn is getting more gentrified after I left it. I left it in like fucking 2012. Joined the military. Joined the military primarily to get the fuck out. But yeah, like Bed-Stuy and Bushwick were terrible when I was a kid. But like you see all these yuppies now turning Brooklyn into like this hotbed of hipsterism, and all these weirdo like
Turn.
college age white girls walking around with no bra on and no shirt on. And it's like, the fuck is wrong with these people? This isn't my Brooklyn.
They're turning Brooklyn into Portland.
Yeah. Leak says they refuse to get therapy. A bunch of mentally damaged people who are scared of commitment and being vulnerable. Indeed. Well, Nukinator, on the subject of MMA, what else is there to talk about? I mean, there's a lot going on. It's kind of like a slow burning dumpster fire. The combat sports world right now. You got John Jones versus Cyril Gane. What do you think of that? Can't believe people actually listen to Tate. I know, I hate Tate.
Fine. I was gonna say quick as a little side tangent. Kermit McDragon Brandon. What was weird about Tate? I actually knew about him before like he blew up about a few years ago, thanks to this YouTube channel called Salty DK. Man, it's really because I was just laughing at the whole time. Like, there's just no way this dude is real because he's having pictures of he's having pictures of his Bugatti and having women passed out and like trying to teach women how to play chess while they're scantily dressed and whatnot. It was crazy because I thought this dude was just fake, but no, he's the real genuine article. And then like as you said and I think it was your last freestyle where you said like how Andrew said like this like concentrated mass of like just like how unorganic he is, and he is. I kind of agree with that point where he was, because he just felt like at the time of like where there's like all these weird soy boys are just really kids that just have like bad figures and like trying to like figure out their own way. Like then you got people like this guy coming along and being like, blowing up more than he actually should have. And it's just like, man, it's just nuts. Andrew Tate's a wild man, very wild man.
I agree. Malik,
But
Malik,
on the
sorry to cut you off. Just real quick, Malik says, hard to tell you're from New York, South London, if you've been in New York for a bit. Most New Yorkers have thick accents. Well, I mean, I've been away for 10 years now, but it definitely does come out when I get angry. When I get angry, the Brooklyn is very thick.
do you eat
Anyway,
your pizza folded or do you eat it like just traditional pizza?
oh no, I'll fold good Brooklyn flat pizza up like a taco, of course, all day, baby, all day.
See, you may have left Brooklyn, but the Brooklyn ain't left out of you.
Never, never. I'm sorry, you were saying I cut you off.
No, you're fine, but yeah, off on. But oh wait, but Mr. Hate, the hate, whatever aside, John Jones, I don't like him. I can admit that he's a very good fighter, very good, but it's just like he's very. Have you ever had someone where it's just like you can really expect like the skill and craft of like someone, but they just like have the most like deplorable personality.
Mm.
That's how I feel about John Jones. He's one of those people. Makes me feel.
I respect that perspective a lot. It's hard for me to even say that much though, because like, well, obviously he's a piece of shit in his personal life, and then what people always say is basically what you just said, that, but he's still the goat, right? He's still a fantastically talented
He
fighter.
earned his place.
It's hard for me to say that though, because I mean the dude has failed drug tests how many times? Like,
Oh
like,
yeah, that I forgot that actually flew over my head for a piece. I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, he did fail like tons of trucks.
And my thing is like, if you're failing drug tests, that means what you've popped positive for was what that was the only thing you were too incompetent to hide. He popped positive for Turinabol a day of the fight, day of the weigh-in, a very fast-acting steroid. Popped positive for clomiphene twice, which is like used to mask your testosterone levels and bring your testosterone levels back down after you fucking did a cycle of test. And it's like, if you were if that's what you got caught with, what else did you have going on in that bloodstream that didn't get caught? Because most fighters are on something. And I think all of them are, but they're doing a small amount enough of it and hiding it well enough to not get caught. I don't know what you think.
I would like to be, the naive optimist that I am. Be like, like as the homie Vault would say. Shout out to Vault if you're watching this. As a, yeah, man, I think they're all natty. They're all can't do his accents too deep. No, but I would like to believe that at least for the majority of fighters, they are natural. Now, I could be wrong. They probably do like what you said, where it's like they might have some kind of steroid or some kind of stigma that's just enough to get under the radar, but enough to keep them like juiced up for the fight. But I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, but yeah, but it's just weird how John Jones is like literally infamous for just doing it. It's just an open secret of that. Like, oh yeah, we know he's on something, but we're just like just slap him on the wrist and he's good to go.
Someone said something interesting. Jack said, "If I were Francis, I wouldn't take the offer to be in bare knuckle fighting." He's not going to go to bare knuckle fighting. I think he's going to box Tyson Fury next for a
Oh
big payday. And
no, I wouldn't say that, Jake. I don't think he would destroy himself like that.
I also think that when they promote the fight, they're gonna piss the fuck off of Dana White, because Ngannou's gonna be bringing his UFC belt everywhere, and they're gonna be like, UFC heavyweight champion of the world who never lost his title versus the current best heavyweight boxer, and it's gonna piss Dana off. And I'm gonna love it because I hate Dana. Remember Riggs and Nick at the hospital? Not terribly, actually.
Raising Nick at the hospital. I'm trying. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Diaz brothers
Oh
fighting
yeah, I
at the
remember this.
hospital. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about when I
Yeah.
think of like hospital and like something. Oh yeah, the Diaz bros.
Those guys are insane, dude. Those guys are another PSA against drug use, in my opinion. What did the UFC do to Randy Couture? If you're talking about his heart attack, or his stroke, rather, I think that's just the side effect of massive steroid use by Randy Couture. Joe Riggs. Yeah, they got into a fight at the hospital. What else is going on in MMA fighting? So, you got Aljamain Sterling defending his belt apparently against Henry Cejudo. That's if Sterling makes it to the fight. My personal theory is that they're going to do Cejudo versus O'Malley for the interim belt. What have you been paying much attention to that, Nukenator, at all? Do you have any opinion on that?
I have been trying to. We were just talking about that yesterday before we had finished our session. I've barely been catching up with the UFC 283. I know it's gonna be two major title fights. I'm sorry, who was it for again? Because I've just been busy with working practice. Like, who was it with again?
283 is going to have Glover Teixeira versus Jamahal Hill for the vacant light heavyweight belt, and it's going to have Davison Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno for the fourth time for the flyweight.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I feel like I would have my bets on both Hill and I don't know. I probably got feeling. I guess my gut could be wrong though. That could be the pizza earlier talking, but I got my bets on those boys.
You said Hill and who? Your mic cut off.
I'm sorry, Hill and Marana.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking Moreno will win too. Moreno, after 3 fights, Moreno is the only one who finished the other guy, right? Like, Moreno has looked good in the last 2 fights. If I were Francis, would I accept the contract and just get the money fight with Jones? No, I'd get the biggest money fight with Tyson. He's going to make more money in that than he would in 10 fights in the UFC. Sorry, you were saying, buddy. I agree with you too, Nukenator. I think Jamahal Hill wins at light heavyweight bout because he's just so much younger.
Yeah, I would say because I do give my respect to Mr. Glover. He does put in the work, but I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know if it's just me. I just been noticing there's just this oh sorry
The fuck was that?
I don't know. I got hair in my mouth. I don't know where that came from. It just legit fell out of nowhere.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness gracious! But no, it's just these ever since with what happened with Mr. Edwards about that faint warehouse. I swear I've been told I've been just I'm more on my guard about who could possibly win, even though people who you expect are gonna win. Nah, ever since Edwards did that to Usman, I'm sorry, he's just been making me think second thoughts, been Hill might have, but Hill might actually pull off this victory.
Raraz is asking about Colby Covington. Colby is going to never fight until his lawsuit goes through in some form against Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, Jack,
what do you say?
Jack is so right. Izzy can't be as per. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Pierre. I'm sorry. That's the worst. That's legit just rock paper scissors. Izzy is just scissors and Pierre is just rock.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a perfect world he can beat him, but I don't think he will.
I love Adesanya, one of my favorites, but no, I'm sorry. There's that matchup is bad. That's that matchup.
Yeah, and Pereira is just so much bigger than Izzy. Rara is saying when has a trial date. I don't know when the trial date is, but I agree. Jorge is a sad sack. He kind of reminds me of some of the dudes we were just talking about on this channel, thinking that sucker punching makes you tough. And so what Colby is doing is he's basically trying to say that Jorge caused him brain damage, and he's trying to sue him. And that's why he's not fighting, because it's hard to say you got brain damage in court when you're actively taking MMA fights and things of this nature, right? How are you going to prove it? So, I don't know. I hope Colby just makes his life hell in that lawsuit, because Masvidal is a bitch for what he did. A complete bitch. He couldn't beat him in a real fight, so he sucker punched him.
That's what real men do. Real men that's what warriors do, right? When we go out to war, so we sucker punch. We sucker punch our enemies. We don't go out bleed. We don't go out bleeding and riding down in the blazing hills of glory. We sucker punch our enemies. That's what warriors do.
Exactly. I didn't know my man Neil Magny was on this card. One of my best friends is actually super close with Neil Magny. His wife,
really?
Yeah, his wife was what's it called, bridesmaid at their wedding or whatever it is, whatever the female equivalent.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and he was at his wedding and all this shit, and he's really into he has an in to a lot of these pros through Neil Magny. It's pretty cool networking. You said taking Jorge has kids. Exactly. Jorge is terrible. Jorge, he proved him right. He sucker punched a guy and now he's gonna go to jail and spend all his time in prison and court, etc., not taking care of his kids. I don't know,
Wait,
man.
you could feed Par just crying about a new right? Wait, what is? Wait,
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
think
trying to make nobody cry. I'm not trying to make nobody cry. You could feed. I was just trying to, give the lad some.
Parge isn't worth talking about. Fuck him.
Yeah. Well,
I feel bad
let's
for the guy.
me.
May he rest in peace. May he rest in
No
peace.
problem.
I'm sure he's restreaming me right now.
It was buddies with Chelsea Nunn when he was real. Hey, that's what's up, bro. That's pretty cool. You guys mean
Okay.
all like the cool fighters, man? Like I'm jelly.
Well, you're gonna, dude. You keep training at that gym of yours. You're gonna eventually network with some big boys.
I hope so. I hope so
It's
because
only a
Hunter's
matter of
like
time. I
like
mean,
pretty bigly.
your coach is already someone who fought in Bellator. This is how networking works. It's like degrees of separation. You could train with any UFC fighter in their prime. Who would it be and why? Oh goodness, I don't know. Probably
Ooh, that's a good
GSP.
question.
I'd say GSP.
Oh, you know what? GSP real?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
because GSP basically, I mean, people remember GSP for his fantastic wrestling and like his perfectly timed and distance jab, right? Well, he didn't have those tools
Yeah.
before MMA. Like he had no wrestling experience before he got into MMA. Like when he fought, I
Mhm.
forget who the fuck he fought, but his first fight was against a wrestler. People were expecting him to get ragdolled all fight, and he learned how to do that in MMA. Like, and I'm an old man, so, and like when I go to the MMA gym, I'm getting dumped on my head by fucking 16-year-olds who have been D1 wrestling for like, their entire lives. So I'd like to learn
Oh,
from someone like that. What do you think, buddy?
oh boy, I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be such a basic answer, but I would love to train with Silva in his prime, the Sacred Spider-Man. Oh boy, that I'll never forget the fact when he was just eating those punches with his hands down. That that is a literal beast that you're fighting. That's not a man. That is a beast, and I would sell my arm and my leg to train with this guy. Like man, like and plus he makes a good look. He looks good while doing it. Like there's one thing in life that you should not lose to. Don't lose the style, all right? Because you get styled on, that's it for you. It's GG's game over. Like you get styled on. You want to lose to someone with skill. You don't want to get styled on. That's way more humiliating.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I think a lot of people would say so too. The only thing for me is that it's hard to replicate and learn that style, right? Like for guys like Silva, their fighting style was an art form. It wasn't a science that could be taught. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd be able to pick
Yeah.
up anything from him.
Yeah, Jack, I do agree with you that Silva kind of, yeah, that's the thing. Silva, he is kind of, that's kind of why I love him too. He's a goofy showman. That's kind of like, cause I'm a little bit like that, but not as, not in the, I guess you could say, derogatory kind of sense. I'm more playful, try to be a little cheeky, but yeah, he does play around a little too much, and that's why he kind of got washed in his later years, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Kazushi Sakuraba. Yeah, that's a fantastic answer, man. That dude, and he was probably natty too. He might have been one of the only fighters who was natty. Like,
The Gracie Hunter Killer was only that. I mean,
yeah, I
that's
love
Opie.
Sakuraba, man. He's a fantastic fighter. Said you were just about to mention, yeah. What else is there to talk about? What do you think of Rose Namajunas getting her ass kicked in that grappling match? I forget who the hell it was. I mean, she just looks like she's having a complete. She was submitted in 65 seconds by Gillian Robertson at Fury Pro Grappling 6. And mind you, I don't know, man. I don't know if Rose is ever going to be the fighter that we thought she was ever again. Like, she's someone who was. You were saying earlier that don't let your coaches be your family. Well, don't let your coaches be your husband who groomed you at the age of 14, too.
Oh, ugh. Oh, there's a lot of context I'm missing, and I'm kind of glad I don't know it.
Yeah, I'll spare you then. I'll spare you. But Pat Barry is a Pat Barry. He saw he saw that 14-year-old walk into the gym and he latched onto her like flies on horse shit. Anyway,
Mm.
what do you think of Rose Namajunas? Like after that terrible fight against fucking Esparza, do you think we'll ever see a a decent Rose Namajunas ever again?
I will like again to be an optimist and say, you know, that when there is a will, there is a way to get better. But a lot of those wins like that, that can really cripple a person's morale. Like, that can just stop you in your tracks and just like can just shut a person down. I would hope that you get that she does get better, but man, it was not a good night for her. That was not a terrible night for her, unfortunately.
Well, one of the things about Rose is that she actually has a YouTube channel where where I always see her going live recently, and she just rambles and prays on stream. And like, I'm not even trying to insult her. I'm not hating on her. She's a very accomplished woman, a very beautiful woman, in my opinion too. Um, but I just see a woman who is much like the men we were discussing earlier, has a lot of untreated problems that I wish she could somehow get help for, and I doubt in her situation she ever will, man. Like, I think that's a very broken girl, is what I'm saying, and I think once she lost her confidence as a fighter, I don't know if it'll ever come back.
I hope she does find her strength to, just turn that loss and to like make it into like a milestone for her to get better. But you boys, it's especially tougher too when you have like like a crippling or mental illness and it just can really just shackle you and just can really just hold you back. But I hope that she does, improve one time. Maybe she might actually get a rematch. Who knows? Maybe she could. But I just wish nothing but for the best of her, for her to get better.
So, Inverted 31, you said Minecraft runs in her family. I presume that's a reference to suicide. I hope that's not true. I mean, she was
Oh no.
an awesome person, in
Listen,
my opinion, like, for everything she's been through. I mean, I just think that winding up with Pat Barry, of all people, like, if you're a young girl and you're going to get groomed by a guy, I hope the die lands on the number 6 and you get groomed by a fantastic guy who will, actually take care of you. Not fucking fat ass Pat Barry who doesn't know how to coach and yet is a professional coach. Do I think it was disgusting of Khabib to be all over the camera and ruins Islam moment when he won the title? No, not really. I mean, Khabib's disgusting maybe. But he's just a really selfish person, Khabib.
he
So
did like this. He did like that weird heel turn. Like, it was like that was so weird. Like Napoleon was talking about that too. He like did this like weird wrestling heel turn. I don't know how. It's like he didn't seem like just like this asshole. He kind of just seemed like relatively chill. But yeah, he just been like doing like this weird villain stuff out of nowhere.
I think he's always been an asshole, and I think like his father held a lot of his asshole tendencies back. I think like the one thing that was stronger in his life than being an asshole was being subservient to his father, which is obviously very strong in that Muslim culture. God bless. Um, and once his father passed and he retired, like it was just an inevitability that people would see the true Khabib. So Mike Chandler would have got him out of there. Mike Chandler is a interesting guy. I hate when Mike Chandler is talking about how natty he is on fucking Twitter. Like that's why I couldn't even follow his feed. Like the dude has HGH gut and he's talking about how natty he is. Greatest manipulator of all time. Yeah, I agree. And well, maybe a bit of a superlative, but yeah, making homeless people do push-ups. Thank you for reminding me. That fucking pissed the shit out of me, man.
Wait, whoa, hold on. Repeat that back.
Oh, were you not
Play
familiar
that
with
back.
this? So, Khabib Nurmagomedov, as well as plenty of his other weirdos who probably have the same last name of him and are his posse, was filming himself going around on Instagram, going up to random homeless people, like starving fucking homeless people in like the streets of Moscow and what have you, and saying, hey, if you can do 20 push-ups, I'll give you $20. And obviously, they're emaciated and out of shape and down on their fucking life, and he's just laughing at them as they fail to do push-ups. And yeah, thank you so much for reminding me of that, because that proved how scum he was. I wish someone would have knocked him out at least once. Push-ups. I don't know if we could find it on YouTube.
That's
Yeah, right here.
a Rice Gum move. That inverted. That is exactly you. That is right on the money. That is a Rice Gum movement. Jesus, H.
Well, probably
Christ,
wasn't. Probably wasn't Moscow, no, but I'm just guessing wherever the hell this shithole is.
This. Oh my god. This just while we watching this is just making my blood boil. Just
I don't understand. Why is it so
how
funny? Why is it funny? Exactly? Where's the humor coming from?
making the downtrodden of our the downtrodden of humanity get on their hands and knees and maybe do physical activities where they probably don't have like the energy or the nutrients that their body desperately needs, and you're just gonna just sit there and like try to throw and jangle the money right in front of them and just make them dance like oh my.
Yeah, making them dance like monkeys for your amusement. That's so disgusting. Like, my friend Nukinator, I think this is an Abraham Lincoln quote, but it's like, the measure of a man's character is not what he does when he's in destitute circumstances, right?
Or what
Because
it does with his power, right?
exactly, that's exactly right. And you saw what Khabib does when he's in a position of wealth and power. He fucking shits on the people that are homeless and could use $20. Scum.
What? It's really upsetting too. I'm really more upset because we can like back in my formative years when I was growing up in like in Missouri, whereas like the homeless situation is a lot different here in Houston, but it's a lot more. But when I was growing up and I was just wandering around the streets in cities and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it really humbled me when I would just took the time out of my day and just actually just sit down and talk with homeless people, like and just kind of like hear how like see how they kind of wind up the place, and I still do on occasion, just like try to hear them out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just insane like how people just really just take advantage of like that desperation and it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just too angry just even putting word. It's just disgusting. I feel like I shouldn't even have to explain it. Just how disgusting it is, and just like how Jack Hem would say, it's scummy. It's oh, just, but people like that, they have all that money and all that influence and all that fame and what have you, and and how do they spend it with? By just genuinely just doing just the most horrible things
Mm-hmm.
known to man.
There,
It
there is nothing worse than someone who has all the means to be a hero and chooses instead to be a villain. So Jack Hemsley said, "You got Kevin." Sorry for cutting you off. By the way, I feel like I cut you off there.
oh, you're fine. You're fine. I'm trying to not see you then like punch the nearest window. Right.
Jack Hemsley said, "Meanwhile, you got Kevin Holland being Batman, saving the day outside of the octagon." Well, I think Kevin Holland needs to get the fuck out of the hood. Dude, Kevin Holland has too much money and too many people that depend on him to be living in some bum ass hood like that. The reason he's always saving people is because he's in a dog shit area where like people are just shooting each other over nothing. Not that he's not a fantastic guy, but he needs to get the fuck out of the hood and start taking care of himself and his
Oh yeah.
people.
Oh, trust me. That's what my mom did for me and my brother sisters. Like she broke her back. She did everything for us, and like when our dad wasn't there, she did everything in her power, as she can to move us to like the better parts of Missouri and even down here in Houston. And I try to do my best to return the favor to her. But yeah, it's like I get that like kind of like Holland does because you try to like the city holds you down. Like it's a saying, like the city holds you down. But sometimes you can't let the city always hold you down. You gotta sometimes you gotta move on from that. Do what you have to do for you and your loved one. It's like man, it's like because like when I read the Missouri news or like hear about it from my friends that still live in there, it's just like nothing but like one of my best friends, she was like back in high school, she was murdered by her best friend stabbed.
Really?
It was just it broke my heart because
Oh my
and
god.
it was like it was like I never had that kind of experience where it's just like this is like seeing someone that I knew for like almost like for like a lot of my formative years and like just hearing about like that, like, you just getting stabbed by someone that you consider your best friend, and it just like broke my heart because I was like, she was such a sweet girl. She was just like had no animosity towards anybody. But and then you just hear stuff like that, and it's like it makes me, you know, really count my blessings and be thankful for the people that I do have in my life. That makes me want to strive harder, to take care of them as they had did to me. To, and you just gotta just do what you have to do because you should not let situations like that always hold you back. Well, so moral of the story for anyone that's living in a situation, do what you can and get out as fast as you can.
Amen. Amen. The hood is a nightmare, and it honestly is the people in the hood that create it. Like, just because, like, a lot of people are in the hood are born into poverty, like I was. Like, it sounds like you and your friend were. And like, there's a lot of like richer yuppie type people that try to justify, how shitty the hood is by being like, well, they're born in destitute circumstances. Well, as you are proof to, and as I like to believe I am proof to, like, that's no fucking excuse for being scum
Yeah,
and not for bettering the people around you. I'm really sorry about your
exactly.
loss, man. I don't want to ask live, but afterward, I'd love to know her name. I'd love to, I don't know, just be able to put a name to that story. I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry for her family, obviously. God bless, man.
It's no problem, man. I'll be sure to tell you. Oh man, I wish, I wish, I. It's unfortunate too, but you know, may God bless her soul, and I hope she's finding peace in heaven. But man, it was really tough to just seeing that. But aside from unfortunate deaths, let's go back to the chat and let's see. Inverted has said, it seems to me like there is an unusual amount of tragedy around the MMA community, much like pro wrestling. Probably not a coincidence, and I agree too. I've been noticing that a lot too, more
Yeah.
recently, where it's just like it feels like it's so scripted. Like you got Vince, like in like behind the scenes coaching Dana White, like how do I do all these
I
weird publicity stunts?
I think
It's like what?
I think Sir, I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you 100%. And God bless you. God bless you, man, for being stronger than the circumstances you were born in. To what Invert 31 you were just talking about. Obviously, whenever people talk about this issue, they point to the obvious culprits, right? They point to chronic traumatic encephalopathy. They point to fucking steroid use and things of this nature. But I think I don't know if MMA and pro wrestling turn the people into monsters or turn the people into these victims, for want of a better word. I think they attract the people who would be disposed to do this kind of behavior. Like a lot of people, Alex Gustafson, for example, someone you would have never expected. Actually, before he got into MMA, he was always getting arrested, always getting into violence, always getting into fights of this nature. Like a lot of people that go into MMA do so because they are just in a very fucked up life, born into a fucked up life, never knew how to deal with it, never learned how to deal with it. Maybe they become champion and they still don't know how to deal with it. I think one of my probably my favorite fighter of all time is Demetrius Johnson because he was also born in really poor circumstances and he never fucking took that as an excuse not to better himself. He thinks a lot about his mental health. He hates to read, but he thinks a lot about like how he can teach his kids to like find lessons from the worlds of fantasy as opposed to like these weirdo gang banging drug users on the streets. I'm rambling now, but the point is, I think
You're
MMA
fine.
attracts that demographic. I don't know if you feel that way. Sorry to cut you off. Chris Benoit is who I think of. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was actually gonna say is I had a conversation about this with one of my older coworkers, and it was like I always get disappointed when I see like an article like how it's like reading about like it was like with Javante before like he got into his fight with Heck his big fight with Hector. It was like it was just coming out that like oh he beats on his lady, and I was just like and I told him like there's something about the sport I love with all my heart, but I just can't help to notice like there's like this giant connection where it's just like a lot of people just kind of be abusive towards their partners or loved ones, and it's unfortunate. I think this like sports in too, and just in general too. Mostly, particularly like football or sports like with a lot more aggression. But it's just I feel like there's like some weird connection where it can kind of like turn people, or it just like or it just like draws it out even more.
I agree. I think yeah, it goes back to what we were well, the point that you were driving at, like when you have people that are born in, or people that are in that position in life, and then they go into a sport where they're getting their head caved in. Maybe not the best thing in the world. Maybe not the healthiest thing in the world. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we've been going. It doesn't feel like it, but we've been going a good 2 hours, huh?
Wait, what? Wait, what's the? Wait, hold on, let me check my
Am I right or am I?
11:30. It's 11:34 in my time. What about you?
Oh,
Two.
sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, we started 2 hours ago. God bless.
Oh,
Not that we're on a
oh,
schedule or
nice.
anything, but I know it's late as fuck over there for you. But still, I don't know. Is there anything you'd
I
like to
guess.
talk about before we go? Like, is there anything like in terms of your personal life, things that mean the most to you? Like, are there any?
Oh, um, person. So aside from my beautiful mother and my little champion of a little brother, I don't know. I just feel a lot more great, especially since I've been taking up mixed martial arts. I've been feeling like a lot more grateful, a lot more confident, and like things, that things just, life will just be just pretty good going down the road, and I wish that for everyone that came by in this stream to listen to stupid old me and the majestic bald Native American Salvador over here, but always count your blessings and always take the time out to just appreciate the little things, like because that's like a personal philosophy of mine. And it's just that
Mhm.
I always appreciate the little things, like because like just the moment you wake up, the moment that you can breathe, the moment that you can like your chest is not hurting, the fact that you can stretch out your bones and nothing feel like it's just like, in pain. The fact that you can do all of that and continue to just live life to the fullest. That just really just makes me happy. Just knowing I have and like the loved ones are in my the loved ones I have around me too to help support that, and I can be there for them. That it's just that what is just what keeps this tall idiot going. Is just the small things in life that you sometimes we forget, but I always just say make the most out of life, everybody that you can, and just keep doing what you love to do. Because if there's one thing I always encourage people to do is just genuinely do what you love. Not to get any reward out. Well, not to get any like I would say admiration or any like you know I guess you could say fame or infamy or some kind of monetary gain necessarily. Just do it because you genuinely love it.
Mm. You are not
That's all I have to say.
you are not an idiot whatsoever, my friend, because that was very profound, and I could not agree more. The way I see it, every second that we draw breath is one more second than was ever promised to us by anyone in life. You know, we got to be grateful for every goddamn second we have. And I think what you said was beautiful, my friend. Thank you for that. Truly.
Oh, thank you everyone in the chat. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I can come back on one of these days when I'm not, like super busy on my job or like, trying to score up and getting from a flurry of punches at me. But yeah, I do. I hope I can come back on these days and, just keep talking with you guys. It's really been fun though.
We will,
But hey, yo,
but before we do, I'm gonna send you a mic. I'm playing with you.
okay.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I do that too a lot. I'm very literal at times. I always wonder if I'm like on the spectrum or something because I'll take everything at face value and be literal at times. I'm like,
Well,
oh, you're being
yeah,
serious.
it might not be the worst idea actually. Like mics are pretty. This mic I'm using is $80, and I don't think it's fucked up yet. I've been using it for about a year, but who cares? That's neither here nor there. You were a fantastic guest. We will definitely have you back on. Next Sunday, we're going to be talking to Nukinator, actually. I know 3 interviews in a row. But which is actually, Nukinator, a lot of people don't. Did I say Nukinator? I meant Sir T. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Um,
No, you're fine.
yeah. Nukinator. You know what's funny? A lot of people don't know it, but I always wanted to. Uh, you know what? I'm actually going to turn the camera on just to show one thing real quick, because this is pasted to my wall. This stupid idea that I had a long time ago
Go for it, bro.
that never came to fruition. But when I was a few years ago, this gentleman unfortunately passed away. I met a guy who was a 200% disabled veteran. Had been in a massive accident as he was in an aircraft. And I always wanted to start something of this nature called, like, what I wanted to call interviewing the interesting. Basically, precisely what it sounds like, interviewing people I find interesting. And this was the logo I made. I don't know if you could see that, Nukinator. But
See,
my unartistic,
I don't see anything.
my autistic,
Oh,
unartistic ass made this in Photoshop, and like I was gonna start a little podcast called Interviewing the Interesting, but I was always too fucking lazy, and it never came out.
well, good. It looks good.
Yeah, and I like to think that when I get to talk to people that I have a lot of admiration and respect for, like you, like be it people like Brittany Gates, It's Your Man Will, etc. Like on some level, I honestly did get to do that and did get to talk to pretty special people, for want of a better word. So thank you for being one of those special people, Nukinator. God bless you, man.
I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you.
I think that.
And thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You said thank Inverted 31.
No, I was gonna thank you for everyone. It kind of looks like I see a people today. I need to actually get back into skateboarding again. I actually need to get a new deck too. I love graffiti. I love the art style. I love. It's just I don't know. There's something really fun about graffiti art. Oh yeah. Speaking of questions, I got for you, Mr. Salvo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What kind of tag were you like back in the day?
No, you're not gonna believe me, but believe it or not, I never did any graffiti myself. I just loved the aesthetic of it. Reminds me of home because obviously I'm from Brooklyn, and it was everywhere, literally fucking everywhere. People graffitiing on top of other graffiti and shit. But no, like I never did any graffiti myself. I'm sorry because I was a pretty big loner. I kept to myself hardcore.
Don't worry. That's why people like me are in this world. We got to open you up. But you know what they say? You smile with the world, and the world smiles right back at you.
Indeed. Was there?
See, oh yeah. Here's another question. Oh, I'm sorry. You had something?
No, go ahead. No, yeah. Any other questions? Please feel free to ask.
If you were in a fighting game, what would be your fighting style, and what would your fighting style be, and what kind of play style would you have?
Like if I were a character in such a game?
Mr. The Sallow.
It would be very tricky and indirect if that answers your question. Think of a monkey from Ape Escape running around throwing bananas and being annoying as fuck. Is that a good answer?
I get it. You're like the crazy kind of character. You're kind of like Faust from Guilty Gear. That's my best friend. He loves that character. You with him get along swimmingly.
What about you?
Oh boy! Now that I've taken up, I've always had as much as I do like the flashiness of kung fu. I always say personally for me, I always had the affinity for just like stand up kickboxing, thanks to Billy Blanks and DJ from Street Fighter being based off of him, and then I also say too I love playing rushdown characters in video games. I don't know why. There's just some really just exhilarating just being just go attack, just keep putting that pressure on everybody, just looking cool doing it.
That
I
makes
can
sense.
see you have a sample throws. Yes, yeah, I can see. I can see. You know, you have a short stature though, so but you could judo throw people. Trust me. When I took those judo classes, not judo, jujitsu for the first time,
Mhm.
it is. You'd be surprised how people. I trained with a dude who was like in his 60s, and he was like doing these throws on me, and I was like, ah!
Yeah.
he's like, he's like, hey, use that blessed strength, I'm like blessed strength. You, why? I can't do that.
If only I wish I had done it as a kid, learning something like sambo, wrestling. Because I do love throwing. You're right. I do love judo, basically. Any other questions you got on deck, big guy?
Uh, I guess one more. I guess. So what you got? Let's see. So what kind of? So let's see. What you got? So who you got planning on this Sunday then, good sir? If I can
Oh
ask.
yeah, his name is Sir T. He's a red light people member on the channel. I'm trying to I don't know, like one of the few ways I can thank the people who for whatever reason decide to be members on the channel. Aside from like giving them a Discord and a place to hang out, is like I can give them some exposure, talk to them live like we're doing, just have a good time, shit like that. I don't care how many people are viewing or how many people view after the fact. Like it's never been about that to me. It's just been about like we just did right now, connecting and who knows, maybe putting something out there that one person can learn something from or resonate with. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, it will be Sir T, also known as Sir Taj, I believe. Will be coming on. He's been asking to be on for a while, and it's the least I could do.
Bro, you make absolutely perfect sense. I've actually seen Sir T in the Monkey Burrow server, and he really seems like a genuine stand up guy. It'd be pretty cool to have him on the stream. I cannot. Hopefully, I can actually watch one of the streams.
And
But yeah,
if not, the VOD will be up afterward, buddy.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think but yeah, Birdie, yeah, them older guys, whew, they got that old man strength. You can't mess around with them. Oh yeah, you gotta mess with the old woman. Ooh, don't. You should have said, "Don't threaten me with a good time, man."
Well, all right, enough of that pornographic nonsense, boys. Let's
Sorry.
thank you guys. Thank you everyone who joined. Really fun time. Really fun talking to you, Sir Nukinator, and give your mama some love for me, and make sure to help her find that phone.
I'll give her a giant, big old kiss on the forehead for you. I'll be like, "This was from my good friend." She'd be like, "Okay, this is like the third time, so no problem." But
God bless, man. Thank you.
hey, thank you for everyone that allowed me to come onto the stream and watch me and my shenanigans. I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you all have a very blessed night. And I thank Saul over here for letting me come on the stream and have this good old fun conversation about life in MMA.
Amen. Take care.
Take care.